How are we doing? Are we better? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And are your ears not bleeding? Hook me up here. Put some ones in the chat if the volume and the mic is fixed. Does the mic sound okay? Help me out. How does the mic sound, everybody? Let me know. No comments yet. 9 people there. Are we still distorted? I did a test. It was fine. Good to go. All right. Awesome. Excellent. Sorry about that, guys. Everybody I lost there. That's no way to debut the new Kings Court studio. Terrible. Thank you guys for helping me out. All right, let's get back to things. Kings, Mavs, we know the deal. Look, Kings win, tiebreaker, all good. You don't have to worry about it. Mavs win, they're 2 up in the standings. It's going to be a problem. So the Kings have to show it tonight. And as I was saying earlier to begin the show, the Mavs announcer said openly that this was the second best game this Mavericks team has played. As I look, second best game they have played all season long. So can they duplicate that? You have both teams now on equal rest. Actually, the Mavs headed to Napa on their day off, believe it or not. The Kings, they had a day off. They rested. Mike Brown said, do not come into the facility. We got some, what's that? Oh, John, oh, you just threw a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Yeah. Everybody's kind of filing in now that we got to go. Here we go. Oh, we're getting a disagreement. I'll get back to that in a second. This is not the most important game in the last 10 years. Game 7 was way more important. No. Contrary, Adam. The most important regular season game in the last 10 years. Not the most important game. The most important regular season game in the last 10 years. Appreciate all you guys throwing up the thumbs up. But getting back to what I was saying, the Kings got some work in. Now, Sasha Vezenkov, do we need to talk about this for a second? It feels like it's been a week, almost 2 weeks since Sasha has, it's been almost 2 weeks, guys, since Sasha ended up back on the injury report, right? And he was questionable. Well, all of a sudden, it's kind of up in the air. There's no timetable. He was asked about it on Wednesday. I'm glad he took some questions, but it's funny that we're kind of looking at it with this eye right now, because normally Sasha, it's not a big deal, right? He hasn't played that much this season, but this Kings team is thin right now at that position. And really, you're asking your forwards. There is very, very little room for error. For your forwards. So, and I think we saw that a little bit with Chris Duarte, right? A little bit with Chris Duarte. So hopping back to Sasha, here's what I'm going to say. Look, he's got to come to the lineup if he's going to be able to play. And it's got to happen soon, because if he doesn't get his legs under him and you expect him to play some minutes in the playoffs, it's going to be a tough ask. So keep your eye there. And I asked this question, and I'm not trying to be a cynic, but the Olympics are coming up this year. Does that play into it? I don't know. It was a weird situation. Sasha had the ankles, or he had the ankle, re-sprained another ankle, and then another tweak, reportedly. So it's a tough one. Let's get to some of your comments now that they are piling up. I'm seeing some more that the audio is crystal clear. It's so ironic because everything got set up in here, right? And it checked everything, new camera, new angle, or not a new camera, same camera. You know, I've got my touch now here, and my microphone. Send me to school, buy me my books, and what do? I eat the darn covers. My goodness. Edward, hopping in. What's up, buddy? What are Mike's adjustments to counter how the Mavs played so physical? against Fox and Sabonis. What will they do differently on offense, in your opinion? It's a great question. It's an excellent question, Edward. The first thing that I would say, and Mike Brown, for those that listen to the King's Court, for those that listen to any of the programming on If You Don't Like That, Grant asked me, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? He said, do you have a problem with the 3-point percentage? And I said, I don't have a problem with the percentage. Well, I did. I said it needs to be higher, but it was as simple as that. But I had an issue with the attempts. I thought with this new style the Kings were running, 35 to 40 was the number, in my opinion. Mike Brown on Wednesday said 35 to 40. So, I think I have a pretty good beat, Edward, on what the adjustments will be. Here's the first adjustment that I'm doing if I'm Mike Brown. I am rotating in, and this is where he has to be strategic. Guys like Davion, guys like Keon, hell, maybe Kess. Guys like that, you need to throw multiple looks at Luka. And you can't forget about Kyrie or any of the other guys too. Now, yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's a good one. Play defense. That's the first adjustment. Yes, they need to play defense. Yeah, so defense, we've established that. Physicality, it's simple. Now, it wasn't so much about Luka and Kyrie coming and punching De'Aaron and Sabonis in the face. I think it was more of attrition, and I'm not that guy. You guys know I am quick to deal with excuses and things of that nature. So, I will preface it with that. I was fine with it. Fine with it. Attrition to me, it just was. So, tonight, they need to be inside out. If the Kings, if we're talking at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, okay, the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, and the Kings have shot more threes than twos, this team's going to be be in trouble. They really are. Baki getting some love. Stop making dumb decisions at the rim. No. So if you're saying the dumb decision, Dago, is them kicking the ball out, I disagree. If you're saying, unless you have a wide open and layup, let's use common sense here. However, on the flip side of that, I think the Kings need 100% to stop making passes or jumping in the air when they drive. It's a problem. Malik Monk, it's a problem. And there's my next adjustment, guys. Malik Monk, early and often. You need to get him in. You need to get him involved in this game. And the way that Malik got involved last game, I liked it. He just missed open shots. He did. And then before you know it, the train is coming off the tracks. We do need this game. Gamer, F2P. You have feeling we will make a statement. Yeah, I'm with you. Now, I don't think it's going to be the statement that is what was the Nets game last season on TNT. That's not going to be the statement. But I think a wire to wire, maybe a 5-10 lead change game. I think the Kings could pull that off easily. And remember, I've been saying it all year. 130's gone. Forget about it. It's a race to 100 points if you're Sacramento. And if they get there first, watch the hell out because their record's pretty good when that happens. But also 115 is the new 130. You can't tell me I'm wrong. It just is. So can Alex and Domas run the floor together? No, they cannot. They can't. That's a problem if those two are running the break, because when we're talking about adjustments, to me, the Kings lost that game, obviously, the third quarter. We know about that. The Kings lost last game against the Mavericks in transition. The transition game was sloppy. This is the adjustment that I will tell you to look for, since this is the adjustment show today. Kicked off by Dago, and I forget who else asked. Maybe it was Edward. Anyways, the adjustment is Domas Sabonis. This is not a team, if you are running the fast break, that you want Domas bringing the ball up. Not a good team to do that. So it needs to get out to a guard. It needs to get out to a forward. Now, guys, come on, Zakara. Yeah, I'm going to put you on blast for that, Zakara. I am. I'm sorry. Alex, who? Come on. Zakara. Uh, let's see. I like the idea. Trying Len and Domas. Kings need more size, defensive presence. Now, they might do that. Think about this. The Mavericks, they have won. What are they? They're 9-1. By the way, they're not the only team from Texas playing well. Have you guys checked the Rockets out lately? Yeah, watch the hell out. Anyways, they've got two big guys. You might have to do it, but if you do it, here's the thing. You got to be really careful about what defense you are running. I am almost inclined to say you put those two in a zone. And that sounds crazy, but with Dallas's size, I think it might work if they need to. If they need to. Matthew, what's up, man? It's ugly now with the Lakers and the Warriors playing better than before. I'm not worried about the Lakers and the Warriors. Yes, a lot of good basketball going on. Dave, what's up? And he's saying, what's up to Baki? Really, damn right. Arvin, damn right. I have not heard anything on Trey, but if you're tracking it, he's coming up right around the time that he's due for that reevaluation. So I would think you're going to hear something in the next 5 days. But remember, reevaluation, different from being ready to play. Now, doesn't mean that he might not, or he could be ready, but I don't know. We'll see. But we're missing him. It's a great point. Ryan, do you expect concrete adjustments from the Kings regarding the players guarding Luka and Kyrie? Yeah. Well, no. So you're going to see the same guys guarding them. Now, what I think you need to see differently, and Jerry Reynolds talked about this as well on Grant and Jerry, what needs to be different is the frequency in which you're rotating them. And it doesn't have to mean you're playing all 12, 15 guys on the bench. What it means is you're athletic enough with Keon Ellis. And I know he's, kind of a weird spot there. De'Aaron's the one that's, to me, in the weird spot here, because Kyrie can light up De'Aaron defensively if he wants to. But you got to switch with the guys, and even that includes Keegan. So that's the first defensive adjustment that I would recommend. But it's hard to say, guys. Here's the thing that we got to remember. And Grant did a good job of this last night. A great job of or not last night, the night or a couple nights ago after the first loss. He reminded you of what the Kings did coming into that game, how many games they had played, and he didn't like the feeling. He didn't. And how long has he been around the team? Pretty damn long time. So I put some value in that. So if you look at the Kings' performance last game with that curve, right? You're going to grade it on that curve. Did you guys like the curve in college? The curve was, I don't know. I mean, it depended on class size. For me at SDSU, my classes were 300, 400, 500. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I'm diverting my attention on that. What I'm saying is if you take all those things into account, the Kings' schedule and also how well the Dallas Mavericks played last game, do the Kings really need a ton of adjustments? There's adjustments that need to be made, but do they need a ton of adjustments? I'll let you guys decide that. Keep putting your adjustments in the comments. We'll get to as many as possible. Game getting closer to tip-off. Same lineup's going to be on the floor for both teams. And don't forget, it's brunch season. You know that season. It's the weather's changing, football's over. You're finally down to go out to eat with the significant other on a Sunday. Yeah. Um, think about Bennett's. All three locations have weekend brunch. Go check out their menus. Check out their specials. You can get a couple entrees and a bottle of champagne for $44. It's a pretty damn good deal. And Mother's Day coming up in the future. Easter, obviously, this weekend. But they might not be too late. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com and see if there are any more reservations available this weekend, or check out Mother's Day as well. Your family will thank you. Bennett's Westside Grill in Rockland, located in the Blue Oaks Town Center. You guys remember from last season, right? That was the location that they were building. We were building up. So you got to go check it out. And by the way, hey, really quick, you see the Kings Court behind me. This is the new Kings Court studio. A lot more room, a lot more space, new stuff. I got my stuff here. I love it. But I wanted to thank all of you for the support that you have put into the Kings Court and here on If You Don't Like That as well. So thank you so much. And speaking of Bennett's, we are 1,000 or we're I think about 45 on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, away from 1,000. But the audio, we're already there. So thank you guys. What I'm saying is we're going to do a listeners brunch at Bennett's. We are. We are. That's right, Brian. I meant to text you. We're going to do that, and we're going to do it this season. We are going to do it this season, so I'll let you know how you can work your way to Bennett's. If you don't follow me already on Twitter, please do. It's a good follow. And by the way, since we're plugging everything right now, if you guys got something to plug, just put it in the chat. I'm down. Don't forget, if you have not subscribed already, subscribe to Grant's channel. 7,000 already. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. We thank you so much. And there's a ton of other content besides game day content that we do on If You Don't Like That. So go check it out at your leisure. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Arvin, hold on. I went to SDSU for undergrad. Love it. Now, grad, were you following the Aztecs in March Madness? Arvin, fun fact, buddy. I played for the Aztecs. Yeah, well, I never played in a game, but I was more of a practice guy, and they're valuable. They are. Look at Mason Jones. But yeah, so I am very close still. Two of my very close friends are coaches on that team. So yes, following it very closely. And I love Dutcher's comments after the game. And it was just cool. Think about this. How often do you see, and this is genuinely how it is, at San Diego State and with that program. Arvin, pick me up. You've been there for a while. They're a family. It doesn't matter if you were wiping up the sweat, if you were whatever, member of the show. If you were around that program, they remember you. And Dutch, in fact, Juwan Howard was at the game last night. Check this out. And you know everything Juwan Howard has been going on or dealing with, no longer the coach of Michigan, health issues, etc. But he was there for Dutch. And after the game, Dutch just looked down at his guys. He had a few of them up there with him. And he looked them in the eyes, said some words that are absolutely true to the rest of their life. I loved it. Let's get back to Kings. Sorry. All right, Edward. The Mavs size definitely is an issue. Well, is it? The Kings have played bigger teams. They have. The Lakers. Hey, Edward, what's the record with the Kings and the Lakers this year? I forget. My bad. But no, I get what you're saying. Hey, that Dallas team's different since they brought the two guys in at the deadline. And they're special. I mean, their record shows it. So the Kings are going to have to do something a little bit different there. Sabonis and Len on the floor. You're not play fast. Sabonis and Len on the floor. I don't think you can. Attack the paint, hit that midi. Yeah, the Kings have been doing a little bit more of the midi. Good point, Ed. But I don't know if you can play with pace with both of them. I don't think you can. It's got to be a zone time, and you got to concede that at that point. I don't know. Tell me if you see anything differently. Do I expect more minutes? I sure hope so. David, it's a great question. I'm a big Kess guy. I had the opportunity. It was what, maybe about maybe 6 weeks ago. I was down in Stockton. I got to go to a game, and I was talking to Kess before the game, and I just asked him. I'm like, "Hey, Kess, how are you doing it?" Because he's going to Stockton, getting some run, coming back to Sac. He's one of those guys. I don't know how his contract works, to be quite honest with you. But I know there's a certain number of game that guys can play down there. You get it. So I asked him, I said, Kess, how do you stay ready? He didn't even say anything. He looked at me, literally. Kess looked at me in the eyes for 10 seconds, like gave me that look, and then he just goes. And it's true. It's really true. So getting back to your question, yes, I would. I think that's an adjustment. I do 100% think that's an adjustment. Now, that's not a big adjustment. I said it at the top. Use those guys. Use those guys in the right spots. And the right spots may be at the end of quarters. The right spots may be, you get my point, but I want to see Mike play a little more chess tonight with some of those guys because I think Kess gives you a better look. Hey, let's get you out to the game. It's getting ready to go. Sorry about the audio issues. We'll be right back here at halftime. Jerry Grant, thank you so much for joining me for the pregame. Kings, Mavs, enjoy it. Go Kings. Light the beam. Be safe. See you at the half.